Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. If we abide, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Oh, it won't be long. You're gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, no one can fill those are your needs that you won't let show. You just call on your brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. You just might have a problem that you don't understand. We all need somebody to lean on. You just call on your brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. You just might have a problem that you don't understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can carry, right up the road, I'll share your load. If you just call me, I'm right up the road. Just call me, baby. I'm right up the road. I'm a friend. Call me. I'm right up the road. I'm a friend. Call me. I'll carry your soul. Call me. I'll help carry your load.
My name is Terry Mark, and I'm a member of the Committee on Shared Ministry of this congregation. Welcome to you all. The Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Elkhart is a welcoming community, encouraging religious freedom, nurturing individual, spiritual, and ethical growth, celebrating diversity, and promoting a just and sustainable world. If you would like to learn more about this fellowship, please look at our website at uufe.org and join us after the service for our coffee hour. For the listening enjoyment of all, we ask you at this time to please turn off all cell phones. Also, if you need hearing support, please ask for help at the sound desk at the back of the room. Thank you. I also have some words of fellowship life and announcements for today. 20 of us, 10 from here and 10 from the UU congregation of East Liberty, gathered in Coldwater, Michigan on Tuesday for an enjoyable lunch and time of fellowship. Thank you also to everyone for contributing $362 in our special offering last Sunday, which will be given to Church Community Services. Thank you to TJ Sham for contributing a new Christmas tree this year to be used for our mitten project. Kids will be putting it up soon out in the foyer. Okay, update everyone. The tree is up. Some dates to remember in chronological order. On Tuesday at 2 p.m., there will be the third session on Ben Franklin as part of Science and Society. That's here. On Thursday, November 20th at 6 p.m. at the South Bend UU Church, there will be a special Transgender Day of Remembrance services. Reverend Dan will be speaking. And then on Sunday, November 30th at 3 p.m. here at UUFE, we'll be welcoming Don Wycliffe will be here for a book signing and gathering on his new book, Before the Byline, A Journalist's Roots. And lastly, we have a clipboard with sign-ups for various roles on Sunday morning. I'm going to start that around the room. Please sign up if you're able. Thank you.
Who ordered the snow? Yeah, I gotta drive home in that. Thank you. Oh! Oh!
We're on the same team.
That's sad, Frey.
I want to order more snow. This afternoon there will be more snow.
Well, hopefully I'll be home by then, okay? Well, good morning.
Good morning.
In this morning's service, we're going to reflect on what it means to receive something with grace. Toward the end of the service, we'll experience a moment of practice to practice receiving a blessing. To prepare for that, you should have all received a piece of paper and a pencil. If you didn't, raise your hand. We'll make sure you get one. Good, good. At some point during the service, take a moment and write a few simple words of blessing to someone, anyone. You won't know ahead of time who will receive it. Write something from your heart that someone else might need to hear today. It might be a word of encouragement, a wish for peace, a gentle reminder that they are enough just as they are. Don't sign your name. The gift is anonymous, freely given without expectation. Once you've written your message, fold the paper in half and place it in the basket when it comes around later in the service. But now let's start things off with these words. Each day, life gives and takes. The earth offers breath. We return gratitude. The sun gives warmth. We respond with wonder. A friend gives kindness. We respond with love. We are born into a world sustained by giving and receiving, a world of shared abundance, where even the trees offer their oxygen freely, and the rivers give themselves to the sea. And yet, somewhere along the way, many of us learn to prize self-reliance, to measure our worth by how much we can do for others, while quietly forgetting how to let others do for us. This morning, we gather to remember a deeper truth, that giving and receiving are not opposites, but two sacred movements of the same dance. That generosity has a rhythm, and gratitude is the breath that keeps it alive. So may our time together open our hearts, soften our defenses, and remind us that grace flows both ways. Come, let us worship together.
We light this chalice this morning as a symbol of balance, of the grace that flows between giving and receiving, of the courage to ask for help and the tenderness to accept it. May this small flame remind us that love moves in both directions and that we are sustained not by strength alone, but by the kindness we allow ourselves to receive. And now if you would join me in our unison covenant, which is printed in our order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This is our covenant. And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening hymn, number 298. And we're going to sing verses 1, 3, and 5.
Stand if you're willing and able. Thank you.
So we have a story today, and normally, as you know, I like to tell the stories myself, but I thought, no, this time I'm going to actually have the book. And it's one many of you know, The Giving Tree by Silverstein. Can never remember the right pronunciation, but it's a really good book. It's about love, generosity, and giving. But as you listen, notice how the boy receives what the tree gives, or what doesn't, and what happens when giving has no end.
The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat apples. And they would play hide and go seek. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much. And the tree was happy. But time went by, and the boy grew older, and the tree was often alone. Then one day the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk, and swing from my branches and eat apples, and play in my shade and be happy." "I'm too big to climb and play," said the boy. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" "I'm sorry," said the tree, "but I have no money. I have only leaves and apples. Take my apples, boy, and sell them in the city. Then you will have money and you will be happy." And so the boy climbed up the tree and gathered her apples and carried them away, and the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy, and she said, "Come, boy, climb up my trunk and swing from my branches, and be happy." "I am too busy to climb trees," said the boy. "I want a house to keep me warm," he said. "I want a wife, and I want children, and so I need a house. Can you give me a house?" "I have no house," said the tree. "The forest is my house, but you may cut off my branches and build a house. Then you will be happy." And so the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build his house. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered. "Come and play." "I am too old and sad to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and be happy." And so the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. And after a long time, the boy came back again. "I am sorry, boy," said the tree, "but I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone." "My teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You cannot swing on them." "I am too old to swing on branches," said the boy. My trunk is gone, said the tree. You cannot climb. I am too tired to climb, said the boy. I am sorry, sighed the tree. I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I'm just an old stump. I am sorry. I don't need very much now, said the boy. Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I am very tired. Well, said the tree, straightening herself up as much as she could. Well, an old stump is good for sitting and resting. Come, boy, sit down. Sit down and rest. And the boy did. And the tree was happy.
So what do we learn from this? We learn that real love isn't about giving until we disappear. It's about sharing in a way that keeps both hearts alive and whole. And with that, I invite the children to go to their classrooms. And we adults now enter kind of a time of quiet centeredness, kind of introspective. And I invite you to reflect on these words from the pen of John Steinbeck. In his book, The Sea of Cortez, Steinbeck added a eulogy for his recently deceased friend, Ed Ricketts, and this is what he says. John Steinbeck met Ed Ricketts in 1930 through a shared interest in marine biology. Ricketts made a modest living as a professional biologist by preparing and selling specimens of intertidal fauna to laboratories and universities from his small lab in Cannery Row. And Steinbeck spent many hours at the lab in Ricketts' company. Ricketts was an inspiration for the boozy, good-hearted character of Doc, who appeared in the novels set in and around Monterey, and elements of his personality are mirrored by many other important characters in Steinbeck's novels. Steinbeck wrote, I've tried to isolate and inspect the great talent that was in Ed Ricketts, that made him so loved and needed, and makes him so missed now that he is dead. Certainly, he was an interesting and charming man, but there was some other quality that far exceeded these. I've thought it might be his ability to receive anything from anyone, to receive gracefully and thankfully, and to make the gift seem very fine. Because of this, everyone felt good in giving to Ed a present, a thought, anything. Perhaps the most overrated virtue in our list of shoddy virtues is that of giving. Giving builds up the ego of the giver, makes him superior and higher and larger than the receiver. It's so easy to give, so exquisitely rewarding. Receiving, on the other hand, if it is well done, requires a fine balance of self-knowledge and kindness. It requires humility and tact, and a great understanding of relationships. In receiving, you cannot appear, even to yourself, you cannot appear better or stronger or wiser than the giver, although you must be wiser to do it well. It requires self-esteem to receive, not self-love, but just a patient, pleasant acquaintance and liking of oneself. let us now remain seated as we sing our next hymn, 492 from you, or 402 from you I receive. We all know it. It's short, so we'll sing it 4 times. And if you recall, there are hand movements that go along with it. I'll show you those in a second. But finally, as you sing, I want you to try to meet the eyes of someone else in the room. Make a real connection and sing as if you're singing to that person. You know, it's a little weird and touchy-feely, but try it anyway. Okay? We're all friends. So if you remember, from you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. All right? She's going to start right off on the piano, so get ready.
Well, last week, I know we had a split offering. Part of that went to Church Community Services. And we had thought about doing that again today. But Janelle brought up the fact that our food pantry really, we had thought about sharing it with our own food pantry. But Janelle brought up the fact that our food pantry is really pretty full right now. And there's about $100 out in gift cards that people are going to be using to fill it up even more. So what we decided with the board's blessing was that we would go ahead and give our entire offering this morning to Church Community Services. Most of you know that SNAP benefits are delayed. I talked with a friend the other day who works in a grocery store, and she said they've seen a huge not so many people in shopping, and that's because people aren't getting their benefits at the first of the month. So there's a lot of hungry people in our area, and so please be as generous as you can. And while we are giving the offering, we will enjoy music by Bruno Mars, Count on Me.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep. I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, you can count on me 'cause I can count on you.
Our reading this morning is by H.L. Carpenter, and it's called The Art of Gracious Receiving. The gang of teens swarmed down the street in our quiet neighborhood, cut through the narrow space between houses, and gathered in my elderly neighbor's backyard. Intent on their mission, they attacked with the energy of the young. Wielding rakes and eco bags, they cleared out the tree branches that had flattened Flo's azaleas during a storm the day before. Now you ought to understand how much Flo loves her garden. She planned to do the cleanup herself to make sure no harm came to the azaleas. She's in her 80s, but you'd never guess it by watching her planting, weeding, mulching, and nurturing her flower beds. She's lived alone since her husband died last year, and she's sassy, opinionated, and fiercely independent. So when Flo's door opened, I braced myself for her response to the unsolicited help. The kids meant well, but Flo might consider their random act of kindness more of an insult, as if they didn't believe she could take care of herself. I'm guilty of that on occasion myself, so focused on self-sufficiency that I turn aside offers of assistance with an impatient shake of my head. Giving comes easily to me, but receiving, not so much. I tend to overlook what's really being offered, the opportunity to gift someone with genuine gratitude. I call it gracious receiving, and I should have remembered that Flo is a master of the art. She came out of the house with a tray of cookies and lemonade and thanked everyone. She made those teens feel like heroes. I turned away from my window with a smile on my face, knowing I'd received a gift too. The next time I talk to Flo, I'll have to thank her for reminding me of the power and the pleasure of gracious receiving.
So we all kind of get in the theme of the show today. So as we just experienced, hymn 402 reminds us with elegant simplicity of the beauty and the grace of giving and receiving. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. What a lovely idea, and so very you. We love these words because they feel like a perfect snapshot of who we are as a faith community: generous, compassionate, interdependent. But I wonder how often we live out the full wisdom of this hymn. We do the giving part pretty well. We bring meals to friends in crisis. We show up early to set up coffee. We donate to the food pantry, volunteer till we drop. Some of us give until we're empty, like the giving tree. But when it comes to receiving, that's another story. Oh, sure, we may feel gratitude for receiving something, but few of us do a really good job of expressing that gratitude in a graceful and authentic manner. Receiving with grace and wisdom is, in my mind, something few people know how to do well. So I think we should ponder that today. Receiving can feel awkward. We blush, we might deflect, we rush to even the score. Many of us have mastered the art of polite refusal. Oh, you didn't have to do that. You really shouldn't have. I can't possibly accept this. Few of us would call ourselves great receivers, but almost everyone would say they're generous givers. Giving makes us feel competent and in control. Receiving exposes us. It reminds us that we're vulnerable and that we need one another. Ooh. And that rubs against everything our culture teaches us. We live in a culture that values independence and self-sufficiency. The belief is that successful people are those who provide for themselves through hard work. Our world glorifies self-reliance. Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. Don't be a burden. Stand on your own 2 feet. Asking for help is often framed as failure. We forget that needing each other is human. I remember when I first started attending my first UU congregation in 2007, I had experienced a series of traumatic events during that previous 6 months, and my life was pretty messed up. I was mired in grief and depression, despair. People there at the church were so kind and caring, and they offered me all kinds of help and support. But being the stubborn, pig-headed person that I was then, I refused their help. In my jaded, skeptical, suspicious mind, when someone offered help, I said to myself something like, great, now I have to do something for them now too. Right? Or, wow, I wonder what's behind this offering of help. What do they want from me? Am I being manipulated? And truth be told, I was also embarrassed. I believed that needing help was a sign of weakness. I believed that I had to be strong and do it on my own. Yeah, it took every ounce of courage that I had to finally admit that I needed help. And that was scary. I wondered how these people would see me because I was just getting to know them. And I wondered if they would pity me or think badly of me. But I'm fortunate to have just a little bit of wisdom in this brain and a quiet voice inside, that inner wisdom that we sometimes ignore. That voice whispered, "This is love. Don't reject love." They want to support you. They want to encourage you. If you reject their gift of love, you will cause them emotional harm. And so I didn't reject their love. And gradually, with it, I got back on my feet. But it was only because I let go of my ego, I let go of my fear, and I chose to accept offers of help with grace and gratitude. I let people bring me meals when I was non-functional. I allowed them to care for me. I let them love me at a time when I felt pretty unlovable. And it changed me. And here is what I learned. When we reject another's gift of love, we don't just protect ourselves from vulnerability, God forbid, we wound the giver. We stop that sacred flow that keeps community alive. I think I said earlier, giving and receiving are not opposites, they're part of the same dance. When we receive with grace, we let someone's love find a home in the world. Giving keeps us in charge, receiving requires trust. Now, some of us, I know, have refused the gifts out of concern for the giver. Upon receiving an expensive gift from someone we know clearly cannot afford it, we're likely to politely refuse, thinking we know what's best for the giver. But do we really? Assuming the person is of sound mind and psychologically healthy, who are we to say what is best for them? It could be that giving that gift holds deep, meaningful, and spiritual significance for that giver. When we refuse the gift, we close ourselves off to them. We miss an intimate moment, a chance for deeper connection. When we refuse to receive, we rob them of the joy of giving. We might also feel guilt if we know that someone has sacrificed their own needs in order to give us something. I ran into this situation myself several years ago. Again, before I ever thought of becoming a minister, at the service auction at my home church one year, I got into a hot bidding war with a woman named Claudia over a handmade Afghan in the silent auction. It was the most exquisite green, which is my favorite color. And every couple of minutes, one or the other of us would raise the bid. And the price climbed higher and higher. And as the bidding was drawing to a close, we were both hovering over the bid sheet like vultures, right? She wanted it, I wanted it. We were both determined to get it, whatever the cost. And then suddenly something inside me shifted. And I saw not the Afghan, the object of my desire, but Claudia, my friend, who would be hurt if I outbid her again. So at that point, I literally bowed out. I motioned with my arms that this Afghan was hers, and she was really happy. Imagine my surprise then, several months later, when Claudia gifted me that very same Afghan. She said that she had enjoyed it for a while and now wanted me to enjoy it too. My first instinct was the protest. I can't accept this. But I caught myself. I took a breath and I mustered up a healthy dose of grace and gratitude. I accepted the gift and simply said, thank you. In that moment, I realized that giving and receiving are not opposites. They are two halves of the same thing. It's really interesting because I love giving gifts, especially at Christmas or anything. I will go to ends to get just the right thing. And my oldest brother did that too. I remember one time I was like a freshman in college, and he got me this box. I swear it was this big by about this big, and it was filled to the brim with pens and pencils and markers, highlighters, because I was the first to go to college. So I love giving gifts. It's how I express love. Each one is a quiet prayer that the receiver will feel when I'm really offering my care, my affection, my love. I personally felt this love and care again when, before I was even thinking about becoming a minister once more in my home congregation, those boogers secretly collected a fairly large sum of money to give to me toward the purchase of a new French horn. I'd had to sell my beloved instrument a few years prior, and I missed playing terribly. I was so moved by their generosity, but was quite uncomfortable with receiving such a gift. I thought, I don't deserve this. Then that same inner voice whispered, it's not the horn they're giving you, it's their love. It was them saying, you matter to us. And in receiving their gift of love, something holy happened. The act completed itself. Connection deepened. Community became even more real. And as I have said before in this pulpit, what touches one of us touches us all. Grace in its truest form is love given freely. Unearned, unconditional. When we learn to receive with grace, we remember that we are not self-made, but we are interwoven. Our Universalist ancestors understood this. They believed love, divine and human, was boundless, freely given to all. To receive that love takes courage. It means trusting that we are enough, not because of what we do, but because of who we are. And that's where we often stumble. Receiving gracefully is not about etiquette, it's about identity. So let's pause here for a moment and talk about the giving tree story we heard earlier. On the surface, it's a tender tale of unconditional love. A tree gives everything to a boy she adores. Her apples, her branches, her trunk, until all that's left is a stump. When I was younger, I thought it was a sweet story. But now I see it differently. It's not just a story about generosity. It's a story about imbalance, about what happens when giving isn't met with gratitude or reciprocity. The boy keeps taking and taking and taking and taking. The tree keeps giving and giving and giving. There's no grace in his receiving. No awareness, no thanks, no growth. It's a cautionary tale. Because giving without boundaries and receiving without mindfulness both lead to emptiness. True grace true love requires balance, the kind of giving and receiving that sustains both souls. We are not called to deplete ourselves, you workaholics in the congregation. The goal isn't martyrdom, it's mutuality. The tragedy of the giving tree isn't that she loved, it's that her love was never received with grace. When we learn to receive with gratitude, we honor the giver and keep both hearts whole. When we receive gracefully and gratefully, when we open our eyes and our hearts to the blessings that come our way without pretense, anxiety, or guilt, we move toward a deeper relationship and intimacy, trust, and community. We move toward love itself. This is part of what I believe it means to live a spiritual life. Sobonfu Some of the African Dagara people says, to bring our intimacy into a healthy level, it is important to surrender our armor and our feeling that I can do it all by myself and acknowledge our needs. Then we can be open to receiving. This is the wisdom of receiving well. This is what it's about. It's about lowering our defenses, letting our egos get out of the way so that the Spirit can have room to move. It's about balance, reciprocity, trust, and mutual good. If all we do is give and give and give, our interrelated web that we live in strains. If all we do is take, it tears. That when giving and receiving are in balance, love circulates freely, like a breath, sustaining life. Every time you accept a kindness or a compliment, you're saying, I trust this love. I belong in this circle. Every time you notice beauty, a bird song, sunset, a shared laugh, you're practicing gratitude, which is another word for prayer. And so I leave you with a homework assignment. This week, I challenge you to be a graceful and grateful receiver. Whether you're given a compliment, a gift, a good meal, an incredible sunset, or just the presence of a loved one, receive them all with a humble and sincere thank you. And receive them with equal gratitude for all of life's gifts. If you receive from a person, look them in the eyes. Tell them you appreciate them. Tell them that they matter to you. And if someone offers you help, try saying yes. Let them love you. Every act of receiving strengthens the fabric that holds us together. And every time we let love flow freely, we are living our hymn, from you I receive, to you I give. To receive gracefully is to live deeply. To live deeply is to live boldly. And that, my friends, is how we keep the sacred circle whole. May it be so. So earlier this morning, you were invited to write some words of blessing, a message of love, hope, encouragement for another soul in this room. Now I'm going to invite you to take that paper and place it in the baskets as they come by. Okay. And hopefully it'll take a second for this.
These are anonymous, right?
Yes.
If you want to put your pencils in also, we'll do that, so you don't have to carry those around.
All right, we got them all in the basket?
Not quite, not quite. Some more pencils here.
All right. Now, what we're going to do is have you pick one from the basket. Hopefully not the one you wrote. So it's somebody's blessing specifically for you. And,
Yeah, right.
yeah. So go ahead and pick a card, any card. If you can get your own, you can trade it. Don't look at it yet. 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 Ooh. Okay. So, hold your paper in your hand for a moment before opening it. And imagine in your head the person who wrote it. Could be someone you like, someone that has known both joy and struggle. Maybe they just knew what to write today for you to hear. And so when you're ready, go ahead and open your paper and quietly receive the words of blessing that you have received. What you hold in your hand is more than ink on paper. It's love made visible. A reminder that you are part of a web of care where giving and receiving are one and the same. May we carry this awareness with us, that to receive is not weakness, but sacred trust. That every time we allow love to find us, the world grows just a little kinder. And with that, we'll now extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we bury in our hearts until we are together again. From you I receive, and to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. As you go forth, may you carry these words not only on your lips, but in the quiet rhythm of your living. May you give with joy and receive with grace, recognizing that both are sacred expressions of love. When generosity flows through you, let gratitude follow. When kindness finds its way to you, welcome it with open hands. For the circle of life and love is only complete when giving and receiving become one. Go in peace, sustained by love freely offered and love freely accepted. Go in peace. Said doohickey. Looks like the same thing here. Yeah.